Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony for Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at NECA's Terminator 2 Metal Mesh Terminator. This is part of their Keller tribute line, and I've never owned a T-800 figure before. I don't think. I might have, but I can't remember it. And I'm pretty impressed with this thing. It's pretty cool. It does have a few drawbacks, but they did one thing that I absolutely love, and that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get this guy off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 7 3/8 inches tall, which makes it pretty close to, say, 18.5 centimeters, maybe just a hair over that. And it's mostly just this coppery color. And is that copper? It's kind of copper. It's kind of a mix between copper and brass. Looks pretty cool. I like it. It doesn't have much detail, but that's the way it's supposed to be. It does have a wash going all over it, which is nice. And it does have some detail you can see on the chest. So, and then the black, like, pistons and tubers and things. I like it. It's aesthetically pleasing. So, I guess that's pretty cool. But here's the thing. If you look at the face, you might notice that it looks nice. They painted the teeth, but the eyes are very dark. And that I want you to be aware of this. This is not how it looks in real life. Well, I mean, it does right now, but that's because all of the studio lights are coming from the front and sides. So you can't see the eyes. But the thing is, this guy has light piping in his head, which is, if you're not a Transformers person, it lets light come in back here and shoot through the front. So it's very hard for me to show you that with these lights on. So what I'm gonna do, because this thing works exceptionally well, NECA absolutely nailed it. So what I'm gonna try to do is light it up with my phone with these lights on so you get an idea. But if not, I'll just turn some lights off. So I'm gonna just turn my flashlight on, and we'll shine on the back of his head, because this thing looks gorgeous in real life. Any amount of light shining behind him lights the eyes up wonderfully. And there you go. You can see they just come through so nice. And that's with the harsh studio lights on there. They look like they're actually lit up, like with LEDs. I love it. I love it. It looks so good in person. I might figure out a way to hook up like a little light just above his head in my shelf so that he looks like he's lit up while everything else is dark. That'd be pretty cool. But either way, it works wonderfully. Don't be confused by the fact that it looks all dark right now. That's only because of the way the studio lighting is interacting with the front of the figure. So it's fine. It's really, really good. So overall aesthetics on this guy, 8 out of 10. Very nice. I don't know what else they could do a little better. I guess the teeth could be a little cleaner. So maybe 9 out of 10. You know, whatever. Something like that. It's a good one. It's basic, but it is what it's supposed to be, so I'll give it to them. 8 or 9 out of 10. Okay. Okay, so yeah, one thing I kind of should mention, like on mine, you can see glue on a couple of spots, and it makes the black parts white, and it doesn't look great. So that's why it's not a perfect score. Okay, on to the accessories. We just get this one gun, which is not what it was originally, and it's only acceptable because it's better than nothing. But mine came all warped in the package. This top part is really flaccid, and the bottom part was broken off. I had to glue it. So accessories, 2 out of 10. Not accurate and broken/warped. Not a good showing for accessories. Time for the articulation. The head is on a ball peg on top of the neck, which is also on a ball peg. However, the neck does not want to move for me. It's kind of a pain in the butt, and because there's so many tubers and things connecting it, I'm a little bit scared to try to line that neck up better, but it does work well enough. So you're not going to get a ton of posability out of it, but you're going to get mostly side to side and a little bit of up and down, and it's probably good enough. These are very basic robots. Shoulders, standard hinge. They go really nicely out to the side. Rotation this way is fine. Limited, of course, by this tuber, but still really good range, so that's pretty nice. Bicep swivel is fine. Single jointed elbow with working in air quotes pistons. That works pretty well. 90 degrees, that's all right. I'll give them that. And then we have a wrist swivel. I do think it would have been nice for them to give us ball pegs. Almost said ball hinges. Ball pegs for the wrists and the ankles. The ankles more so than the wrists. I'll show you that in a minute. He does hold the gun well enough, but not very well. So that kind of sucks. For the torso, I don't really understand what's going on with this piece. I'm not the biggest buff on Terminator stuff, and I don't know why this is here. It doesn't have like an ab crunch or anything as far as I can tell. I thought it might because it looks like it would be able to rock on this curvy piece, but it doesn't seem to want to do that, and I don't know what this is for. So if somebody can let me know, that'd be wonderful. But it does rotate a little bit, and these pistons kind of work a little bit, so there's that. For the hips, they do go out to the side very nicely. These pistons work again in here. And then for moving it forward and back, you can see there's a little hinge on the front there and on the back there, which allows the piston to actually rotate with the leg. Those hinges are very stiff and everything is very small there, and I don't want to force it. and I'm afraid I'm gonna break stuff. So his crotch is too tight. I wish it was floppier, but as it is, I don't want to move the hips any farther, so that is a bummer. The knees do have a better than 90-degree bend though, so that's pretty good. Let me zoom out so you can see a little better. And then we have our ankles, which are just swivels, and this is why it's kind of a bummer, because I know that these guys are like super basic robots, but they do function like humans when they're dressed up as humans, so it'd be nice for them to be able to pose a little bit. Like if you bring his leg out like this for a little bit more of a dynamic pose, you can't pose the ankle at all. It's just a swivel, which blows. I don't like that at all. And then we have a little toe hinge, but the toes don't fold up. They only fold down. What the heck? That's not okay. They don't work. It doesn't do any good. So that sucks. So articulation on this guy, I was very impressed with parts of it, but then other parts are just like totally not even thought about. So that's kind of a bummer. So I'm only going to give it a 5 out of 10. Having hips that don't function well and then feet that don't function at all makes this guy very difficult to pose in anything other than a completely neutral stance. So that's a bummer. All right, final thoughts on this guy. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like it more than I thought I was going to like it. The light piping sells me on it for sure. The functional pistons are pretty cool. Yeah, I think it's a pretty nice release. I'm only going to give it a 7 out of 10 because the articulation issues really set it back, but it's a very appealing looking figure. If you want to set this on your shelf, it's going to stand out, and if you can get the eyes to light up with the piping, oh man, it's going to be a really nice piece for a fairly low price point. So yeah, I do recommend it, but definitely be aware of those caveats. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you didn't like this video, click the thumbs up button. And if you did like it, well, go ahead and click that thumbs up button too. Why not? And make sure you subscribe to the channel because I do have new videos up almost every single day. And I've got thousands of others already on the channel waiting for your viewing pleasure. So make sure you check out all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.